I'm going to be making a potato pancake. To make a potato pancake, all you need to do is boil down 4 or 5 potatoes in salted water. I want you to know that you aren't supposed to boil these potatoes too much. That is, make it too mushy, because this isn't mashed potatoes. I'm going to be grating these potatoes, so I want you to keep it a little undone in the center. Okay, so after I peeled the potatoes, what I did was I grated it from the thicker side. Now, these are the 4 sides of the grater. That's the smallest one. And I need you to grate it from this side. I'm going to be adding 1 egg yolk, some salt. I'm going to start off with 1 teaspoon and then work my salt content up after I try it. Here I have some Turkish red chilies known as either pul biber or pul biberi. I shall sprinkle some. These are dark and these are roasted chilies. I've added a little bit of ground black pepper, and here I have some parsley. Sprinkle a little bit of that. Some basil. You can use mixed dried herbs as well, half a teaspoon each. And next up is at least 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I think 3 tablespoons should be enough. And there I have 2 teaspoons of breadcrumbs that I've crushed. I've added half a teaspoon of onion powder and half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and I'm going to mix this really well. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of this mustard powder, which by the way is my favorite. If you're using any other mustard powder, let me tell you, this one is far better. And the last thing I'm going to add is dill, soya leaves. So this is optional, guys, because as we all know, soya leaves are not available throughout the year. I have it frozen, so if you also have a little bit lying around, use 1 tablespoon of chopped up dill, or else you can use a little bit of coriander and mint. Okay, I felt that the salt and chili content was a little less, so I've added that. Now it's time to cook this. Take a non-stick fry pan and pour a little bit of olive oil. Make sure to coat the pan, and then you can add some breadcrumbs onto that. The breadcrumbs are going to give a crispy outer layer to these potato pancakes / hash browns. So what I've done is, with a wet hand, I've pressed against the potato mixture. I haven't used the entire amount that I prepared because I didn't think that would fit into this frying pan. We can use this mixture for yet another hash brown or potato pancake later. Put it on the stove on low to medium fire. Add a little more olive oil on top. And a little bit of breadcrumbs. I've raised the temperature of the fire a little bit to medium, and by this time you'll notice that the potato mixture is moving around in this pan. We're going to flip it on the other side very soon. And since I can't show you because I have only one hand, what I've done is I've covered the potatoes, and I'm going to take the handle and turn it the other way around and flip the potatoes onto the cover. And let's see what it looks like. Oh, before it breaks, let me put it back in. I suggest you use a flat plate. Anyway, so I'm going to be adding some more oil, and I'll just make sure that it is covering the surface of this pan. Okay, I managed, and this is now nice and golden brown. It's crispy. So once the other side gets a little crispy, I'm going to be cutting this into half, filling this side with cheese, and putting that top on the bottom half. I've cut it down the middle, and here I have some feta cheese, at least 2 to 3 tablespoons, and I have about a cup and a half of cheddar cheese. I might not use all of this, but I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. I've used 1.5 tablespoons of feta cheese, and I'm just going to spread it over like that. Next up is the cheddar cheese that I shall add to this mix. It's not easy when it's sticking. I've layered my favorite basil. I've chopped that up, and if you don't have basil, you could try parsley. If you don't have parsley, try any aromatic leaf like maybe coriander or mint. I have sprinkled black pepper on top of that, and now the most difficult part, to make that side sit on top of this side. Don't even ask how I did that. That was not easy. But it's worth a try, guys. If it breaks, so what? It's just potatoes. You can put it back together again. And now for one more flip, I've added a little more olive oil, and I'm going to flip this once more because I feel the potatoes aren't really done on this side. And this was a challenge to make, guys, but I totally enjoyed it. As you can see, the cheese inside it is melting and it's about to ooze out. So let's plate it, and it's ready to be served. And this is done. It was a challenge, but I loved making it, and I can see the cheese oozing out of that. I like the crust, it's nice and golden. If I was to make this again soon, I would probably make it a little thinner and maybe layer on one potato layer on top of the other instead of cutting it. What do you guys think? Will you be making this soon?